So, welcome to today's financial literacy class. I just really would like to introduce myself. So, my name is Rex Anthony Cervantes, one of the financial educators here in IMG or International Marketing Group. I'm also a licensed financial advisor, a freelancer, and then an entrepreneur. So, I've been working already for the past 12 to 13 years already, specifically talaga sa BPO business. So my career started way back 2006. That was in Cytel Baguio, that Cytel group. So I used to be a call center agent, naging QA din ako or quality analyst and then team leader or a coach. I also did work sa Wipro BPO that is in Manila as a level 2 agent. I did also work here in Tarlac sa Sutherland, kung alam niyo yung Sutherland Tarlac. So my career started there as well as an agent and then naging trainer, expert trainer, and then I resigned from my position last year, an associate manager for training. Okay, so moving on to the next slide. All right, so who is IMG? So IMG is actually a business or is a company that's really one of its kind dito sa Pilipinas. So IMG is the only company in the country wherein its primary business is really to educate people. So, di ba, way back in college or kung nag-aaral tayo, the primary objective of us going to school is really for us to learn how for us to be able to learn how to earn money, kung paano talaga tayo kumita. But in school, it was not really taught how we will be able to save and then invest and then protect the money that we have earned. But IMG will be there to fill in that gap. So if you are studying right now, take your studies seriously for you to be able to learn how to earn money. But with IMG, tuturuan kayo on how you will be able to grow your money, invest, and protect it as well. All right. So IMG is a financial educator who established agreements with many of the world's leading financial services companies who offer a broad array of financial products and services since 2002. So we've been in the business already for more than 10 years. So, sorry, more than close to 20 years already. So, 19 years already in operations. Okay, so IMG is not just really about life insurance or healthcare, but we are really focusing on a kind of lifestyle wherein we are not just really more in spending, but more specifically on then saving, investing, and then improving your finances. All right, so this is the vision and the mission of the company. Simple lang talaga yung gusto ng company na mangyari. And that is to save people from poverty. So, hundreds of years ago, we often hear this a lot that it is a lot better for us to teach someone to fish rather than giving a person a fish, diba? So that statement still holds true today, and that is probably the foundation of the vision and the mission of the company. And that is we want everyone to be wealthy, not hindi sa pagbibigay lang ng pera, but teaching people on how to save, invest yung mga pinaghirapan nilang pera. So our vision to create the new industry where everyone can earn what the wealthy are earning, bringing the secrets of the wealthy to all. And then our mission too is to help every family achieve financial freedom. So we really don't want any family left behind. That's why it is really our mission talaga to promote financial literacy. All right. So this is the goal of the company, and that is we will be able to educate 30 million people by 2030. So congratulations to all of the participants today because you are now part of the 30 million by 30 by 2030 campaign that the company is actually aiming right now. Okay, so why do we need financial education? All right, so hindi ba kayo nagtataka na maraming mga tao na nagtratrabaho ng napakatagal, they've been working for 20 to 30 years, nag-retire na, but for some reason, they are still struggling. Probably one of the difficult situations here would be for our OFWs or overseas Filipino workers who have been working abroad for years already, but when they come home here in the Philippines, wala silang ipon. They really do end up looking for another job or siguro magnenegosyo sila. And then kung nagnegosyo sila, nalulugi, and kung nalulugi, babalik na naman sa trabaho. So we see those a lot. So I'm going to share to you my experience as well. And I've seen this situation right in front of my eyes when I was training in a BPO company. So since you are a trainer, since I was a trainer years ago, um, I handle classes wherein I have to train new agents who will be endorsed to the production floor na magko-calls talaga. Now, I was really expecting that I will be getting a lot of graduate students from, yeah, Tarlac State University. But surprisingly, guys, marami ang nag-a-apply na former teachers. Meron pa akong mga na-train before that are former soldiers. Marami rin talaga yung mga former OFWs. Wherein, yung age na nila talaga is almost the retiring age already, like 50 plus. I do even have senior agents before. That kind of breaks my heart as well, as a trainer kasi just imagine your mother or your father applying for a call center job. I'm not saying that working in a call center is bad at all. It's really a great career. Pero considering their age, they should be focusing already on their retirement, not focusing on another career. Kasi syempre, whether we like it or not, there will come a time that we will not be able to work anymore. So one of the reasons that they end up in that kind of situation is probably with the lack of financial education. Sa totoo niyan, for all those who are here in this training, hindi talaga totoo na palakihan ng sahod yan. Hindi yan palakihan ng sahod, but rather, it's really how much you keep and how much you manage your finances. So they are retiring without enough savings. People don't plan to fail. They simply fail because they fail to plan and manage their personal finances. They lack financial education. So guys, it's really very important na alam yung hawakan yung pera ninyo. Hindi lang pwede na hindi lang we shouldn't be focusing only on earning money. Kasi kung malaki man yung sweldo mo pero hindi mo alam hawakan yan, mabilis maubos yan. Okay. So moving to the next slide. All right, so here are some wrong money mindsets. So una, many people believe that financial education is only for the wealthy. So siguro sasabihin nila, bakit ko pa kailangan ng financial education? Eh, konti lang naman ang sahod ko. Wala pa naman akong trabaho, nag-aaral pa lang ako ngayon. Pero come to think of this, if you don't know how to manage your allowance right now, kung hindi mo kayang i-manage yung sweldo mo na 2,000 or 3,000 pesos, what makes you think that you will be able to manage higher amounts of money? Let's say, na-promote ka, nagkaroon ka ng sahod na 30,000 or 50,000. Kung hindi mo ma-manage yung 5,000 pesos mo ngayon, what makes you think that you will be able to manage 50,000, 100,000, or even a million pesos? So if you don't have, or if you're struggling with your finances right now, the more that you need financial education. Kasi financial education will also teach you on how you will be able to earn and then save and also invest any amount that you have right now. With financial education as well, you will be able to get out of debt. So financial education is really broad. Hindi lang yan about saving and investing. But bottom line is, you really have to know how to manage your finances well. Many believe that the solution to financial challenges is borrowing money. Di ba sa ating mga Pilipino, pag may utang ka, we often say na normal lang yan. Na kapag ikaw wala kang utang, masasabi na hindi yan normal. So we really have to change that mindset na ang pagkakaroon talaga ng utang ay hindi normal. We need to make sure that we try to avoid any kind of debts, because with debts kasi there's a possibility that it becomes a disease or baka maging masanay ka na dyan. So I'm gonna share to you my experience as well when it comes to debts na yan. We used to have 4 credit cards, all maxed out. You know, it's really difficult for us to um, to work kasi pagkukuha na lang ng sahod mo, ibabayad mo na lang yan sa mga utang. And then not to mention lahat na lang yata ng loans nun napasukat namin. So it doesn't really give you confidence kapag marami kang utang. So as much as possible, don't get into debt. Now there are 2 types of debt, guys. First one will be yung bad debt, and then the other one will be good debt. So when we say good debt, probably that's something that you borrowed money for you to start a business. So that's still good. But you should also be careful when borrowing money. So kung nagkautang ka talaga, you need to also establish a solid plan on how you will be able to pay that money. For bad debts, obviously those types of debts are the ones that will not give you any kind of return at all. So for example, nag-swipe ka ng credit card or umutang ka just for you to upgrade your cellphone or for you to get the latest gadget. So, uso ngayon yung PlayStation 5. Baka ginamit mong umutang ka sa Mumbai para lang bumili ng PlayStation 5 mo. So, that's bad debt. Kasi in the long run, it will not give you benefits. And the next will be some even rely on luck. So, napapansin nyo naman siguro na whenever na malaki yung let's say yung price dun sa loto, 'di ba pinipilaan 'yan? And then here's the mindset that a lot of Filipinos do have, and that is the only way out from poverty will be yung loto, 'di ba? Marami tayong naririnig na sana manalo ako sa loto para milyonaryo na ako, para mabayaran ko na yung utang na yon. So but to tell you the truth, guys, your chances of winning the lottery is really, really slim. Na yung chances mo na tamaan ng kidlat is mas mataas pa kesa yung manalo ka ng lottery. So let's remove that mindset that for us to for us to get out of financial problem is tumaya ng loto, tumaya sa wedding, magkaskas ng mga lottery tickets sa mall. That's not really the best way to solve our financial problems. The best way to do it is to have yourself be financially educated and then learn how to save, invest, and then increase your cash flow. Many people belong to a community of spenders who do not believe in preparing for the future. So, if you're a community talaga na puro na lang gastos yung alam, siguradong madadamay ka rin. So, wala naman talagang makakapag-solve ng mga ng mga problema natin when it comes to finances but ourselves. So if your peers are really more into spending, then you should be responsible enough to take good care of your own finances. So, and that starts with you upgrading your financial knowledge. All right, so let's talk about debt. Low savings and high debt. So, mas naiipon talaga yung utang kesa sa mga savings. So, first, many people use their credit cards as emergency funds. So, like what I've said earlier, I myself got into a problem wherein I mismanaged my credit cards. So, I'm not saying here that having credit cards, guys, is really bad. If you know how to take advantage of your credit cards, that is actually good. So, example dyan, una pala, gonna give you a tip. If you use your credit card, make sure that you already have available funds for you to pay your debts in full. Don't just pay for the minimum, because if you're just really paying for the minimum bill for your credit card, there's no way that you'll be able to close it out. So kailangan mo talagang bayaran lahat no bill mo sa credit card if you can't pay more than the minimum. So yung credit cards talaga may advantage din yan. So example niyan, guys. if you use BDO credit cards, you can redeem points that you will be able to use for your next purchase. So you are taking advantage of the benefits of a credit card. Pero but if you have your credit card at ginamit mo na yan sa mga gastusin mo, pang groceries mo, pero nako-compile yan or nadadagdagan as utang, yan yung mahirap. So if you swipe your card, make sure na meron kang plan kung paano mo siya babayaran or meron kang cash on hand for you to be able to pay that in full. Next will be most people don't know how to manage their debts. Their debts manage them. So, syempre, let's say example na lang, nagkautang ka sa isang tao ng sabihin mo na 50,000 pesos. Now, if that person asks you a favor, it's really very difficult for you to say no to that person. Kasi syempre, parang nakikita mo na utang na loob yung utang mo sa kanya na pera, diba? So, same thing goes with your job. If you do have a lot of debts or marami kang kailangang bayaran, it's really difficult for you to shift careers or go into another job because your debts are really restricting you from the things that you really would like to do in life. Next, their salary move from hand to mouth. So yung kinikita na lang nila is just for food na lang, pagkain na lang. Hand to hand, so pagkakuha ng sahod, bayad ng utang agad. And then this is really the worst, touch me not. So for those guys who are not yet working and sa mga may trabaho na, this scenario is really common na kung saan yung ATM card is nakasangla as a collateral for a loan to probably with a company or with a person. So wag na rin tayong lumayo dyan. I've been in that financial turmoil before na yung ATM card ko is nakasanla. So napakahirap nun guys. Nakakababa talaga ng loob yung pagkakaroon ng ganong klaseng utang. But when I started leveling up my financial knowledge, I'm proud to say that I was able to shift my finances 360 degrees na naayos namin sila as a family. Car loans, housing loans, salary loans, credit card debts are accumulated rather than investment. All right, let's talk about saving the wrong way. So, yeah, you heard that right, team. Saving the wrong way. So, meron ba talagang tamang pag-iipon at saka mali? So, there's really one reason why there's really what we call saving the wrong way. First, a lot of people don't know the difference between an asset and then liability. So, for example, many people think that buying a house is actually an asset and then pati na rin yung pagbili ng sasakyan. So, just to let you know, guys, when we say asset, this is anything that puts something in your pocket, and then a liability is something that removes money from your pocket. So, let's say yung bahay ninyo. So, if you're just really using your house for your personal use, syempre, kwan yan, liability yan. Yung sasakyan, liability rin yan. So, sa tingin ng ibang tao na nag-iipon ka or nag-i-invest ka kapag bumili ka ng bahay at saka sasakyan, the only time that your house or your car becomes an asset is if you're using them for business. So, and then another thing na pwedeng, this is another mistake that most of us do commit, and yun is yung paglalagay lang ng pera sa bangko. We're not really saying here that saving money in the bank is bad at all. It's really good for your emergency use. But if your primary purpose is really for you to grow your money, we will provide you details or concepts later on how you will be able to save and then invest the right way. A lot of people end up with nothing after working for 20 to 30 years because they did not know and understand the power of investing correctly. Kagaya ng sinabi ko, team, yun, yung hindi nila alam kung ano talaga yung difference nung asset at saka liability. Mali yung mga pinaglagyan nila ng pinaghirapan nilang pera. Another one would be Filipinos are the only people in the world with 13-month pay. So we're actually one of the countries with 13-month pay. Saving and investing 5 years worth of 13-month pay or at least 100K can turn into millions upon retirement if only we all know how to save and invest the right way. So kasi 'di ba yung 13-month pay, we always think na bonus naman 'yan. So, kung minsan nga bago pa natin nakuha yung 13-month pay na 'yan, nahati-hati na or meron na tayong pinaglaanan for us to be pinaglaanan for that 13-month pay. So, bago pa na natin natanggap yung 13-month pay na 'yan, ubos na. So, we need to take advantage of that privilege na 13-month pay. So, siguro pwede naman nating we will save portion of our 13-month pay and then save and invest the rest. Kasi imagine mo na lang if you will save and invest yung 13-month pay mo for let's say 5 to 10 years and then you keep the rest, that will still be a lot of money that you can use once you retire. Okay, so let's take a look at statistics of those people who actually retire. So 40% of those who retire heavily depend on their children na anak, pag-aaralin kita ngayon at kapag kami naman tumanda, syempre, since pinag-aral ka namin, matutulungan mo rin kami sa mga gastusin sa bahay. So, this is something rin dapat na kailangan nating baguhin na paniniwala natin ng mga Pilipino na as parents, it's our responsibility na pag-aralin natin yung mga anak natin. But we have to accept the fact na hindi responsibilidad ng mga anak natin na magbigay sila sa atin ng pera once we retire. So in other words, our kids are not our retirement fund. Likewise sa mga anak, our parents are not our emergency fund. So, hindi dapat natin asahan yung mga anak natin kung tayo ang nag-retire na. Kasi in the future, they will also have their own families. So we really have to change that mindset. 30% will still be working kasi they still have bills to pay. 20% will just be dependent on charity. And then 8% will be dependent on their pension. So they will be dependent on their GSIS, on their SSS. We all know na although those programs are good, pero it will never be enough. And then 2% of those who retire will only 2% will be financially independent. So, if I will ask you right now, saan nyo gustong mapunta? Will it be the 2% or the rest na nasa quadrant natin? Of course, most likely, ang pipiliin ninyo dyan is those people or yung nasa 2% talaga. Diba? So, all of us here have been, syempre lahat naman tayo dito would like to have a very comfortable life once we retire. Diba? So in this webinar, we will provide you concepts on how you will be able to be, or for you to become a part of that elite 2% who are financially independent once they retire, na kahit ano pa yung gusto nilang gawin, magbakasyon anytime, they will be able to do so. Okay. All right. So this is also one of the reasons why we need to be financially literate. So, di ba, kung sa mga nagtratrabaho ngayon or so mga magtratrabaho in the future, this is a cycle that we should avoid at all costs. Na magtratrabaho ka, whatever you're gonna be earning will be used for you to pay your bills, kung ano natitira pang shopping, na hindi natin natansya yung budget natin, uutang na naman tayo. So, syempre, kapag ganito na lang napaikot-ikot, we will never be able to save enough money for our retirement. Now, here's the thing. Here's the dangerous part in this rat race. Kasi if you are stuck in this cycle, guys, this is the dangerous part. if we won't be able to eliminate debts, debts will pile up, and then the more difficult for us to be able to get out of this rat race. So, I'm gonna ask you right now, gusto nyo ba na trabaho, bayad bills, utang na lang yung buhay natin? Of course not. All of us would like to be financially free or independent in the future. So through financial literacy, we will be able to get out of this cycle. All right. So with financial education, you can face all those challenges. There is hope. So, like what I've said earlier, na ang financial education talaga is para sa lahat. Kung may pera ka man ngayon, you need financial education for you to know how to manage your finances. If you are buried in debt, financial education will help you get out of debt. So any kind of financial situation you're in, financial education will be able to help you. So now let's talk about basic financial concept. So una will be the X curve. So what is the X curve all about? So we have two lines here. There's what we call the responsibility line and then the money line. So ideally guys, yung responsibilities natin as we grow old, that should decrease. And then while we are young, syempre dito wala tayong pera, but as we grow old, dapat lumalaki rin dapat yung income natin. So when we are young, of course, we have big responsibilities because we have to pay for food, shelter, clothing, education, health, debts, and then loans. And then our primary source of income will be our active income. So yung active income natin, that could be our business or pwede naman yan yung employment natin. But as we grow old, we need to make sure din na yung syempre yung money line natin and then yung responsibility line natin is bumababa. So, syempre, kapag tumatanda tayo, we still need food, shelter, clothing, education, health, and we also need to be debt-free. So, hindi naman talaga mawawala ang gastos pag tayo ay tumanda. But as we grow old, we already need to build our passive income. So when we say passive income, this is when money works for us. So when or what are the instances where money works for us? So that is through our investments and then other kind of businesses na hindi mo talaga kailangan mag-exert ng physical effort for you to be able to earn money. Now, remember this, guys. There are two possibilities in life. And that is first, you die too soon or you live long. Now, if you die too soon, we really need to have ways on how to protect our family. So that will be instant money through life insurance or income replacement. So why do we need to have life insurance or protection for our family? Because in this situation kasi if we are still young and then we die too soon, our life insurance will cover for this financial responsibilities or obligations to our family. Now, if we live too long, of course, we need to have investments. So, investing right now protects your future self. Kasi yun yung papalit sa active income mo. So, when we have investments, we are living on interests. Now, in life, there are also ifs, yung na tinatawag. So, we also need to build our emergency funds. So, we also need to find ways for us to protect ourselves. So, this is where HMO or short-term healthcare comes in, and then also long-term healthcare. So, later on in this webinar, we will talk about the difference of short-term and then long-term healthcare. All right, so the government also do have programs that will help us out, especially during our retirement years and also if we need medical help. So, for example, guys, we do have GSIS for government employees, SSS for the private sector, Pag-ibig for housing, and then PhilHealth as well for healthcare. So these government programs, guys, are great. They're absolutely great, but the problem is it will never be enough, 'di ba? So for example na lang, yung SSS and then GSIS, how much do our senior citizens are really receiving right now? Probably 10,000, 14,000. But with the inflation right now, guys, with the inflation that's happening, let's have yung price ng pork as an example. Pork just used to cost 220 maybe a year or 2 years ago, but now it costs like 380 to 400 or more. So, sa tingin nyo, yung 14,000 na yan, once we retire, will be enough to sustain our needs? So, obviously, there, guys, the answer is no. So, what we are trying to say here is when it comes to our retirement, to our emergency funds, to our life insurance, we shouldn't just be relying on government programs. Our retirement should be our own responsibility. We are responsible for our own finances, not the government. So, walang gagawa ng, parang ganito yon. If we really would like to be rich or we would like to be financially independent, there's only one person who can do that for you, and that is you yourself. Di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng payamanin ka ng gobyerno. Let's stop, not on a political standpoint, but it's about time that we stop blaming anyone, blaming the government na ganito yung nangyayari sa buhay natin. And we really need to act on our own for us to be able to improve our finances. So again, it's not the government's responsibility to give us a comfortable retirement. That's our responsibility. Okay, so next will be building a solid financial foundation. So people fail financially for they build a weak foundation, build a strong financial foundation. So why do finances of families collapse? Main problem there, guys, is mali yung sequence nung or mali yung priorities nila when it comes to spending. So let's take this one as an example. If your debt overweighs your healthcare, your life insurance, emergency funds, and investments, that will be a huge problem. Kasi yung utang na ito, yung utang na yan, hihilain niya lahat ng investments mo, lahat ng emergency funds mo, at kung wala ka pang life insurance, kawawa yung pamilya mo. So usually, finances ng isang pamilya collapse because of this. Meron naman, they have a lot of investments, meron silang lupa, meron silang stocks sa stock market, mutual funds and all, pero wala naman silang healthcare or yung coverage mababa. They don't have life insurance as well. They also have debts. So that can really be a huge advantage. So we will present to you a concept that will help you build a solid financial foundation. And this is the right way to do it. So, of course, you need to have priorities. Diba? So, usually, tatanungin nila yan, ano bang uunahin ko? Mag-invest ba ako sa stock market? Babayaran ko na ba yung utang ko? Ano ba mauna, insurance o healthcare? So, guys, mauna dapat dyan will be your healthcare. So, bakit healthcare? Syempre, we need, let's say we get sick. Medical expenses today are very, very expensive, guys. So we need to find ways to protect ourselves from financial collapse due to medical bills. That's why we need to get healthcare. So there are two types of healthcare: long term and short term. So ideally, we should have both. Next will be life protection or life insurance. Kasi 'di ba kung may nangyari sa atin, um, yun yung tutulong sa pamilya natin for our expenses. So next will be debt management or pagbabayad ng utang. Next will be emergency fund, and then last but not least will be investment. So don't worry, guys, we will talk about each of those um, factors in building a solid financial foundation. All right, so let's talk about healthcare. All right, so there are three kinds of healthcare. So we have a short-term healthcare, also known as HMO. So HMO is similar with, or examples of HMO would be kung meron kang MaxiCare, IntelliCare, or Medicard, and so on. So this is really a huge help for us. Let's say gusto mong magpa-check up, there will be tests. Short-term healthcare will be able to cover for those expenses. Now, we also have senior care. So senior care, it works the same way with healthcare, but it is really designed for our senior citizens. So problem with senior care is it's really very expensive. So why is it expensive? Because of course, the chances of our senior citizens getting sick or 'di ba kapag tumanda tayo, syempre mas prone tayo sa mga sakit. That's why it's really expensive. Long-term care. So when we say long-term care, this is already a combination of three. So we have features of healthcare. It does also have life insurance and then investment. So it has fixed premium, guaranteed renewal, and something that you must get before 60. So we will talk about this one later on in this webinar. All right. So in the Philippines, a lot of sick people die not because there is no medicine or treatment, but because they don't have money. So the reality is, guys, here in the Philippines, marami tayong magagaling na doktor. We do have good hospitals, top of the line hospitals. Pero bakit ganun? Marami pa rin namamatay dahil sa sakit. It's not with the equipment, it's not because of skilled doctors, but dahil walang pera, di ba? So usually, um, a family's finances collapse because of medical needs or medical fees. So we really need to be responsible din sa mga sa mga bayarin natin sa let's say hospital or para sa mga check-up natin. Okay, so which situation would you choose? 'Di ba? Let's say if you get hospitalized, gusto mo ba yung naka-private room ka or nandun ka lang sa may hallway ng hospital, 'di ba? So, the situation talaga na mapupuntahan natin in the future will be dependent on the choices that we make today. Diba? So let's say that we prepare for our long-term healthcare or for our healthcare needs in the future, then definitely we will be on this room, right? Kesa naman pupunta tayo sa isang public hospital na kung saan we still have to wait in line, we don't have privacy and all. I'm not sure kapag nakapunta na kayo sa isang provincial hospital na nandun na lahat, baka mas lumala pa yung sakit mo. I mean, the choice is ours. The choice is ours kung saan talaga tayo mapunta if we get sick. Siguro wala naman gusto dito magkasakit, but if that happens, we really have to prepare. All right. So the comfort level of our healthcare situation after the age of 60 depends on the decision you make today. So again, guys, habang bata pa kayo, really have to decide already on how your healthcare situation will be once you retire. So final test of a good healthcare. So does it have a short-term healthcare feature, may long-term healthcare ba yan, life insurance, and investment? So if it applies or meron yung healthcare mo ng ganito mga features, then we can say that it's really a very good healthcare. So with IMG, we are tied in with Kaiser International Health Group. So it is the only company in the Philippines that offers long-term healthcare, and it is the healthcare partner of the following government bodies. So we have the House of Representatives, Supreme Court, and of course the Department of Agrarian Reform. So if the government trusts Kaiser International Health Group, so I don't think there's any reason uh, we don't sign up or get a plan or a long-term health care from Kaiser International. So it's really one of the best health cares in the Philippines because of the fact na meron din silang mga sariling clinics, which is, syempre, not all healthcare providers have their own clinics, but Kaiser International do have a lot of clinics all over the Philippines. Right, so you don't need long-term healthcare if Una, if you are sure that you're not going to get sick, so siyempre kahit ano, hindi naman natin masasabi kung magkakasikip tayo or hindi, 'di ba? But if that happens, or siguro hindi naman tayo mga immortal dito na hindi magkakasakit. If you think you can bring your company's HMO even after you retire, so walang company yung gumagawa no, nung nag-retire ka, meron ka pa ring benefits. Just for you to know, mahal lang HMO. So it's impossible na babayaran pa yan ng company on your behalf. If you think your government can take care of your healthcare needs, maintenance, medicines, checkups, etc., then you don't need long-term healthcare if you expect your children to take care of you. So, in other words, we need to be responsible for our healthcare needs once we retire. So, all of us absolutely needs long-term healthcare. Kasi, di ba, hindi tayo immortal, ayaw nating umasa rin sa kumpanya natin ngayon at sa mga anak natin. So, again, let's start today by taking good care of our health, and then, of course, getting a healthcare plan. Right, so a lot of families' finances break down because of an illness of a loved one. So, tayong mga Pinoy, we are really a close-knit family na kung may nagkasakit sa atin, we really had to find ways for us to be able to finance yung mga medical expenses ng pamilya natin. But you know, yung mga medical expenses na yan, ito lang naman yung mga pwedeng magbayad yan eh. It's either us, it's either our family, or it's our healthcare who will take good care of those medical bills. So, alin doon yung gusto niyo magbayad ng mga medical expenses ninyo? Gusto niyo ba yung pamilya niyo? Gusto niyo ba yung kayo mismo yung magbabayad? Or gusto niyo yung healthcare ninyo? So, of course, the logical reason there will be your healthcare. Kasi syempre, mahirap guys na yung pambabayad mo sa ospital is really manggagaling sa bulsa ninyo. Mahirap yon kasi and worst situation will be yung pamilya nyo yung magbabayad sa medical bills. Kasi 'di ba, paglalaban ka talaga ng pamilya nyo, iuutang nila 'yan. So, 'di ba, I myself have encountered families wherein they have to sell their properties because someone in the family got sick. So, meron pa magkaka-medical bill niya ng mga hundreds of thousands and even millions. Wherein they really have to end up selling everything. And then the worst part, na wala pa yung nagkasakit na kapamilya. So, naibenta na lahat ng properties, nagkautang pa sila. So, let's help our family. Let's help let's say, yung mga kids natin, na hindi sila yung mamroblema in the future. We really need to take good care of our financial, or we need to have our financial expenses in place by getting a long-term healthcare. Okay, so next will be income protection or life insurance. All right, so siguro ito yung topic na ayaw na pag-usapan ng ibang tao na once life insurance is brought up in the conversation, marami na magsasabi na ano ba naman yung life insurance na yan? Buhay pa ako, pinapatay mo na ako. That's not really, that's not something new whenever we talk about life insurance. Pero remember that getting life insurance is showing that you love your family, a love that goes beyond death. Kasi hindi naman natin hawak yung buhay eh. 'Di ba? So, people will ask, when is the best time to get life insurance? You know what the answer is? It's the day before you die. Diba? Funny side or kidding aside, totoo naman yun, di ba? Na kailangan, hindi ka naman na pwedeng kumuha ng life insurance once you're already gone, di ba? You need to get life insurance before you go or bago ka mamatay, di ba? So, but the big question there is, or the big issue there is, nobody knows when you will die, di ba? Nobody knows kung kailan ka naman mawawala. So, life insurance is very helpful because of this situation. Let's say you are the breadwinner of the family. So as a breadwinner of the family, you are making sure that your family lives a very comfortable life. You are providing their needs, whether that's emotional or financial. Now, what if something happens to you? Diba? If something happens to you and you are the breadwinner, your life insurance and healthcare will take good care of your family to make sure that they will still live a comfortable life. Now, kung wala kang life insurance, that will be a huge problem. Kasi nobody will be able to cover the finances of your family. Siyempre, magsasuffer dyan yung quality ng life ng pamilya mo. So, it's our decision right now kung anong sitwasyon yung pamilya mo magkakaroon if something happens to you. So, it is really recommended that you really have to get life insurance. If you don't want to get life insurance for yourself, then at least do it for your family. Diba? So, yan naman is hindi naman talaga para sa iyo eh. Although we do have already life insurance now na merong kasamang investment, but bottom line is you really have to get life insurance because again, it protects your family if the unfortunate happens. Okay, so life insurance can be used for the following. So una, to protect your family if you die too soon, to replace your income, especially if you are the breadwinner, to finance your children's education. Siyempre, yung makukuha ng family mo will be used for their tuition fees kasi wala ka na. To pay for estate taxes. So when we say estate taxes, let's say merong mga ari-arian yung meron kang ari-arian, you can just transfer the ownership of the property to your dependents without paying what we call estate tax. So they still have to calculate that. And then kapag hindi kasi nabayaran yung estate tax na yan, lumalaki ng lumalaki until to the point na kukunin na ng gobyerno yung properties mo. So, kailangan nating bayaran din yung estate tax na yan. And then, what's really good, if you do have life insurance, your life insurance will cover for that estate tax. As instant money for your family and then to pay off debts. So, syempre, wag naman tayo mag-iwan ng mga utang sa ating pamilya. Dapat pera yung iwan natin, hindi utang. All right, so how do we compute the life insurance coverage that we need? So that's really simple. It's your monthly income times 12 or your annual income times 10. So let's say you're earning right now 40,000 pesos. So you multiply that by 12. So that's a total of 480,000 times 10. So that would be a total of 4.8 million pesos. So bakit times 10? So pwedeng gamitin kasi yung pera na yan by your family for them to be able to survive for the next 10 years, or probably they can put that on an investment with 10% return that will replace your monthly income. All right, so there are two types of life insurance. The first one is what we call a term insurance. So when we say term insurance, pure life insurance lang siya. And then the other one will be variable universal life or VUL. So when we say variable universal life or VUL, this is already a combination of life insurance and investments in one. So parang sasakyan yan that you have to choose the transmission kung gusto mong manual or automatic. So the choice will still be yours. Syempre, if you choose to go with term insurance, mas mura kasi siya. Yung variable universal life kasi is mas mahal. That's when it comes to charges, mas mahal talaga yung VUL. Now, we do also have life insurance from uh, that IMG also offers. Well, not really IMG per se, but we are partnered with Manila Bankers Life. So if you would like to get life insurance from Manila Bankers, that's also one thing that you can do. They have the product Most 18 or multiple options to 13. So it's also a combination of life insurance, term life insurance, and then my investment option then. So advantages of most 18. So of course, protection through life insurance, safety, tax advantage, and growth. Why safety in the first place? Because yung VUL kasi usually, dependent yan sa mutual funds that are embedded with the plan. But with most 18, it doesn't go zero. Kasi yung kwan kasi yung mutual funds or investments with VUL, since it's in the stock market, there's a possibility na mag-negative talaga. All of this you will be able to learn um, in courses also that's offered by IMG. We will also talk about that those concepts later on about getting more details about investments. All right. So next will be managing debts. So why should we manage our debts? So although I did mention this one earlier that debt can turn into a disease. It could control your life, diminish your happiness, and limit your freedom. Di ba guys, kung let's say malaki-laki yung utang mo, will you be proud of it? I doubt it kung proud ka talaga sa sarili mo na marami kang utang. Definitely, you will be more proud of yourself talaga kung mas marami kang ipon versus yung utang. So stay away from debt as much as possible. If you are in debt right now, try make sure that you have a plan or start planning on how you will be able to close out those debts. All right. So next will be emergency funds. All right. So what if there is an emergency? So emergency funds, guys, will cover those situations na we least expect. So, for example, who would ever thought that we will have COVID-19? Now, the effects of COVID-19 can still be felt until today, di ba? They are saying that this will be years. Mararamdaman talaga natin to ng taon pa. But yung purpose talaga ng emergency fund is for us to be able to have cash on hand just in case there will be unfortunate events like you lost your job, major car repairs, and so on. Kasi hindi naman pwede guys na let's say nasiraan ka lang ng sasakyan, sumabog yung gulong mo, uutang ka agad. You need to have a cash readily available if we really have an emergency or whenever we are in a situation na kailangan talaga natin ng pera. No matter how much you plan in life, the unexpected things still happen. Like right now, companies are closing. Marami pa rin yung hindi makabalik sa abroad because of the restrictions. So we need to have cash available for us to be able to pay for our bills and then buy the necessities that we have. Okay, so how much emergency fund do we really need? So it's 3 to 6 times the total expenses per month. So bakit 3 to 6 months? Let's say nawalan ka ng trabaho. This is for you to have enough cash for your bills for 3 to 6 months without you getting your salary. So ganun yun. Pero syempre, most of us will say na 3 to 6 months worth of salary, medyo malaki yan. Well, here's what we suggest. How about starting by saving at least 1,000 pesos a month? And then probably the next month, you can make it 2,000 or 3,000. The most important thing here, guys, is you develop a behavior na magtabi or save that you will be able to put in your emergency fund. All right, so next will be the rule of 72. So what is this rule of 72? So this was actually created by Albert Einstein. So with the rule of 72, we'll be able to appreciate talaga the power of compounding interest. So yung rule of 72, it allows us to identify the number of years for us to double our money. So it's 72 divided by the interest rate is equal to the number of years to double your money. So example, let's say, so say, we are talking about here guys, same age na mag-start ang isang tao, same amount of money that they will be investing at different interest rates. So for example, scenario A, the interest rate is 4%. So 72 divided by 4 is equal to 18 years. So it means that for um, for this person to double his or her money, will have to wait for 18 years. So let's say nag-ipon siya or nag-invest siya or nag-save siya with 100,000 pesos at 4% interest rate, at the age of 65, he or she will be able to achieve 400,000 pesos. So siguro sa iba malaki na yan, but there's a better way for us to be able to get more money. So let's say naman we invest our or we save and invest 100,000 pesos with an interest rate of 8%. So with 8% interest at the age of 65, our money from 100,000 pesos, we will be able to achieve 1.6 million. Now, what if the interest rate is 12%? So at the age of 65, we will be able to achieve 6.4 million pesos. So, ang concept lang nito guys, if we would like to really grow our money, we need to put our money in an investment vehicle with high or good um, returns, percentage returns. So, syempre kapag 4%, talagang matatagalan ka dyan. But if we invest our money in with investment vehicles with high interest rates, definitely we will be able to get the best from our investment. Okay. So, another scenario or example, guys. So, let's say yung pera mo, linagay mo lang siya sa bahay. Siyempre, at the age of 40, so this is the scenario, guys. So, nag-iipon ka lang ng 100 pesos per day. So, nag-ipon ka ng 100 pesos per day for 10 years. You've got 360,000 pesos. Pag 20 years, 720,000. And then 30 years, 1 million and then 80,000 pesos. And then 40 years, that's gonna be 1.4 million. So, may nabago ba sa ginawa mo? Well, nag-ipon ka lang. But you really didn't maximize the potential of your money. Let's say you place it in a savings account. Guys, yung 1% na to for your savings account, that is huge already nowadays. Ang interest rate ng banko is just really 0.12. So, it's less than 1%. So, at the end of 40 years, pag nag-invest ka or ipon ka ng 100 pesos per day, that will just be 1.4 million. But if you use the right investment vehicle at siguro mga 12%, at the end of 40 years, you will get 34,339 pesos and 725 pesos. So those who start early wins more. Time is of great value. So guys, when it comes to investment, of course, time is critical. And then also, we need to make sure that we are using the right investment vehicle para talaga mag-grow natin yung pera natin. So these are just scenarios, guys. The potential amount of money that you will be able to earn if you really save this amount per day. So if you save 20 pesos per day, and then at the end of 30 years, you will get 2 million pesos, 62,980 pesos, and so on. So if you save and invest the right way talaga, guys, you will be able to get the most out of your hard-earned money. So next will be paying yourself first. Okay, so when we say paying yourself first, syempre ito siguro yung maraming tanong na iba na what's really the best way for you to let's say manage your finances? Paano ba dapat hinahati-hati yung pinaghirapan mong pera? Okay, so ito yung tinatawag na poor man's formula. So when we say poor man's formula, the income is equal to the expenses. Na syempre kapag parehas yung income at saka yung gastos ninyo, wala ka talagang maiipon. And this is probably one of the worst situation na pwedeng mangyari, and that is yung kinikita mo is mas maliit pa kesa sa gastos mo. Or yung gastos mo is mas malaki sa income. Siyempre kung nagkukulang yung kinakita mo, chances are uutang ka pa. What if ganito na lang lagi? Your debt will definitely pile up. At kapag nagkapatong-patong na yung utang mo, yan yung mahirap. Paying yourself first, eto kasi, you need to already set aside 30% of your income for your savings, and then you should only spend 70% of your income. But here in IMG, we are promoting what we call the abundance formula. So for the abundance formula, your income less than 10%, which goes to your tithes, and then 20% goes to your savings, and then 70% goes to your expenses. So bakit kailangan nating tithes? Why do we have to give tithes? So when we say tithes, this is the amount of money that we give to our church or to our community. So bakit natin kailangan gawin yan? We really have to remember or acknowledge that when we are working, it's not just really for ourselves. Ginagawa rin natin we earn money also for others. And then we also have to give what God is due, di ba? So, you will be able to, mararamdaman nyo rin guys na yung kapag nagtatithe ka talaga, the more blessings that you will receive. And guys, would you believe that even Robert Kiyosaki even mentions the power of tithing in his book? So tithing, guys, is really very powerful. It's really one way of you saying thank you to God. So moving forward, I would suggest that you do this, na yung makakita ninyo, 10%, ibigay nyo na lang yan, ibigay nyo yan to God, give it to your church, to your charity, and then 20% goes to your savings and investment. And stick with your expenses, na 70% lang dapat nung kita mo. All right, so what if 70% is not enough for your expenses? So, solution lang naman dyan, guys, is just really have to check where your money is going. So, una, soft drinks and then water. So, usually yung soft drinks, di ba, 25 pesos. Yung 800 ml, gaano kadalas ka ba mag-soft drinks? Let's say 2 cans or 2 bottles per day. So, ang monthly cost na niyan, guys, is 1,500 pesos. And then, if you will check the annual cost, that's 18,000 pesos. What if you invest 18,000 pesos at an investment vehicle with 12% return in 20 years? So, you will get 1.5 million. So, soft drinks ba lang yung pinag-uusapan natin dyan? What if coffee? Let's say yung coffee mo cost 20 pesos. Mura pa yan. Hindi pa Starbucks yung pinag-uusapan natin. Let's say 3 beses ka magkape. Monthly cost niyan is 1,800. Monthly cost is 21,600. And if you invest that at 12% return in 20 years, that will be 1.8 million. Yossi, 80 pesos per pack. Kung naka 1 pack ka per day, monthly cost is 2,400. If you invest that in a good investment vehicle or the right investment vehicle with 12% interest, that will be 2.4 million and so on. Papasok na rin siguro dyan yung eating out natin sa McDo or Jollibee. Guys, we're not really saying that you avoid those at all costs. If you really can't, then reduce it. Siguro sa pagja-Jollibee ninyo, wag nyo lang naman siguro gawing kusina yung Jollibee at McDo. It's okay that you eat out once in a while, but you minimize it. Maganda talaga, guys, if you really keep track of your expenses. Because kapag natatrack niyo yan, you'll just be blown away how much money you are really spending on small things like yung eating out, or yung mga lotto tickets and so on. So kung sa tingin nyo kulang yung expenses ninyo or kulang yung 70% ng sweldo niyo, you just really might need to check where your money is really going, and then you will be able to identify your financial leaks. All right, so next naman, guys, let's talk about increasing cash flow. Kasi syempre kung wala kang cash, wala kang pambabayad ng healthcare mo or ng life insurance mo. So find ways for you to be able to increase your cash flow. So there are different ways. Una, maybe you can do an online business, a traditional business like setting up a store or freelancing. Anything that will give, let's say, mag-a-add talaga sa kita mo. So, let's say magaling ka mag-live selling, why not? Mag-online business ka. Let's say, gusto mong magbenta ng fishball, why not, di ba? Or gusto mo mag-freelance as a, let's say, VA or virtual assistant, just go ahead and do so. Kasi especially on during these trying times, we need to be resourceful for us to be able to increase yung cash flow. Kasi mahirap guys na mag-stick lang tayo sa isang source of income. You need to realize that. Based on the webinars or seminars that we have attended, maganda talaga kapag let's say yung sources of income mo is mga 5, at least 5. Kasi kung may nangyari sa isa, may isa, let's say nawalan ka ng trabaho, meron ka namang negosyo, meron at merong sasalo sa'yo. Alright, so do not save what is left. So this is according to Warren Buffett. Do not save what is left after spending. Spend what is left after saving. So dapat itabi mo muna yung para sa sarili mo, that ito yung healthcare mo, yung life insurance mo before you spend. Kasi usually kapag nag-spend ka na bago ka mag-save, usually walang natitira. So do the other way around. Make sure that you save first and then you spend. That's really the right way to do it. All right, so next will be investments. So what are investments? An investment is a monetary asset purchased with the idea that the asset will provide income in the future. That's according to Investopia. And then when you invest, you are buying a day that you don't have to work. So that's from Aya Laraya. So ito lang kasi yung concept, guys, ng investment. So an investment is something that will give you money in the future. So pwede na magtumaas yung value niya or it will provide passive income. So before you invest, make sure, guys, that you really need to identify why you are investing in the first place. So are you investing for your healthcare? Para ba yan sa retirement mo? Para ba yan sa education ng mga anak mo? Sa bahay mo, sa sakyan, or vacation? So baka tanungin nyo, bakit kailangan may purpose yan? Di ba pwede mag-invest na lang ako? Here's a perfect example. Let's say, you want a car. Medyo gusto mong magandang car yan. Sabihin mo na Mustang. So let's say you would like to get a Ford Mustang. A Mustang will really cost you millions. So I'm not sure. Siguro mga 2 to 3 million yung cost niyan. Now, if that's your dream car at ang iniipon mo lang is 5,000 or 6,000 a month, do you think you will be able to buy that Mustang that you would like to get, di ba? Absolutely not, di ba? Medyo suntok sa buwan yan. The reason why we need to identify our goal, kung ano ba talaga yung sasakyan na gusto natin, is because doon natin ma-identify kung magkano talaga yung kailangan nating i-save for us to be able to buy that car. So same thing goes with our investments. Setting a goal for our investment, let's say 2 to 3 million, that will dictate how much money we are going to save and invest. So, and another thing, not only the steps that will be identified if may goal talaga tayo sa finances natin, but we also have to identify our timeline, di ba? So let's say you would like to get 1 million in 10 years. Goal mo is 2 to 3 million. Tapos yung timeline mo is 10 years. Hindi pwede na wala kang timeline. Guys, in a goal, timeline is also critical. Kasi kung wala kang timeline yan, it will show na hindi ka pa seryoso talaga sa goals mo. So, let's say gusto mo mag-retire early, dapat i-check mo rin lang kung ilang years dapat, ilan yung maiipon mo. So, make sure that when you invest, make sure that you have a set goal and then timeline as well. Yes! Okay. An investor without investment objectives is like a traveler without a destination. So, yun nga. Para ka lang na nag-Google Maps, pero wala kang sinet na destination. Mahirap yun, guys. Just like for the students who are here right now, bakit ba kayo nag-aaral in the first place? You need to, dapat alam niyo yung sagot diyan, 'di ba? Parang nag-iipon ako para saan? Para ba 'yan sa negosyo ko someday or para ba sa retirement ko? So, everything should always have a purpose. Every action that you take should have a purpose, and that includes your investing activities. So, let's talk about growing wealth through stock investments. All right, so there are about 250 plus publicly listed companies in the Philippine stock market. You need to be guided to avoid losing a lot of money. So the truth is, guys, anyone right now can actually be a stockholder of a company. But before you dive into these kinds of investments, you really have to make sure that you know what you are getting yourself into. So, bago ka mag-invest, alam mo dapat, or at least pag-aralan mo muna before you get into those kinds of investments. Mahirap kasi yung pasukin mo yung isang negosyo or investment na wala ka rin talagang idea kung paano siya nag-work. So, understanding stock market. So, these are some terminologies na kailangan nating alamin. Stocks are shares of ownership in a corporation. Stock market is a place where stocks are bought and sold. Philippine Stock Exchange, or PSE, is the corporation that governs our local stock market. So people buy or invest in the stock market to benefit from companies' tremendous value potential over time. So eto guys, yung Philippine Stock Exchange, this ensures guys na walang fraud na mangyayari. So they are really a very important body, kumbaga, that manages the stock market here in the Philippines. Stocks, when you become a stockholder, it means that you're an owner, part owner ka na ng company. And stock market, it is where stocks are bought and sold. So there are two ways of investing in the Philippine stock market. So meron yung tinatawag na direct stocks. So let's say you bought stocks of Jollibee or BDO, you become a direct stock holder. But there's another way, and that is through mutual fund investments. Okay, so this is an example on how you will be able to grow your money through direct stock investments. So for Jollibee example, way back 1997, the price per share of Jollibee is just 27 pesos per share. But now, 2020, this is really 2020, it became 100 pesos. 100 pesos. So, eto, let's just use the timeline, 20 years timeline, from 1997 to 2017. So let's say you've invested 100,000 pesos on Jollibee shares. So no 1997, 27 pesos lang siya. So that allowed you to buy 3,703 shares. Now, yung 3,703 shares mo, and nung 2017, yung price per share ng Jollibee skyrocketed to 250,000 pesos. So if you will sell your shares, you will get 925,750 pesos. So parang kumita ka talaga doon ng 825,750 pesos. So just imagine, from 1997 to 2017, you invested 100,000, you will get like yung pera mo will be times 8, diba? So that's really how the power of investing works. So that's an example of direct stocks. But if you're just really new to investing, we highly recommend na mag-mutual fund investments ka muna. So these are the advantages. So una, it's professionally managed. So all you have to do is to buy your shares, and then diversification, and then yung pagbili is bahala na yung fund manager. It's also very liquid in a sense that you can easily convert it to cash. So when we say liquidity, we are talking about the conversion of an asset to cash or money. Diversified. When we say diversified, you are not just really buying one share. When we talk about mutual funds, talagang iba't iba yan. Low minimum investment requirement. So you can buy as low as 500 or 1,000 pesos just for you to get your shares for mutual funds. Very transparent, kasi nakikita mo talaga kung magkano yung NAV or net asset value or yung price per share, kung magkano na yung value ng portfolio mo and so on. Strong track records, safe and secured, gains are tax exempted. So example guys will be Phil Equity. Phil Equity is actually a mutual fund company. So we will also use the same timeline from 1997 to 2017. So way back 1997, Phil Equity shares will just really set you back 1 peso and then 1.1095 pesos, sabihin mo na. Now, in 2017, prices increased to 40 pesos per share. So, if we will compare the investment done by that person who bought Jollibee shares with someone who bought mutual fund shares with the same money, 100,000 in 1997, if they will sell that shares now or by 2017, yung total gain niya will be 3.6 million pesos. Or in other words, or specifically 3,605,228 pesos. So this is way higher compared to the earnings that the person who invested in Jollibee Foods Corporation shares alone. So 825,750 versus 3.6 million, that's really a huge variance. So that's why we are really encouraging people na kapag gusto mo talaga mag-stock market and you want it safe, go with mutual fund investment. Mutual funds is really a good way for you to grow your money, especially if you are just really starting or a beginner in the stock market. Now, ito rin kasi yung ginagawa ng mga bangko at saka ng gobyerno. So example na lang guys, whenever we deposit money in a bank, what the bank does is they will use your money to buy mutual funds. And same thing goes with GSIS or SSS. SSS alone spent billions to buy mutual funds. So ang ginagawa nila dun guys, 'di ba yung mutual funds usually yung returns niyan is around yung interest rate niyan is mga 4 to 12% or it could be more. Example na lang yan is let's say 12% yung nakuha nilang interest from mutual funds. And then the bank is just giving you 0.12%. So the mutual fund or the bank will keep 11 point something percent of the gain and then you will just get a measly 0.12%. So doon kumikita talaga yung bangko. So if you would like to grow your money, one of the safe ways to do it will be through mutual funds. So IMG has access to both direct and then indirect stock investing. So whether you decide na gusto mo talagang bumili ng shares ng Jollibee, we do have we are tied in with MyTrade. MyTrade is a broker of stocks. So if you would like to go with direct investment, so you can do so. Pwede rin naman if you decide to go with mutual funds, pwede rin. And that is through our partner, Rampware Financials. So keys to successful investments. So of course, una, you need to have purpose why you are investing in the first place. Siyempre, target amount, dapat alam natin kung magkano ba talaga yung kailangan nating pag-ipunan. Long term, consistency, discipline, diversify, and then, of course, we need to remember that in investments, time is our greatest ally. Na kapag nag-umpisa ka na maaga, definitely you will gain the most from your investments. All right, so how IMG can help you save and build your future. So just like what I mentioned earlier, guys, IMG is a unique company. We are one of its kind. Why? Because we are focusing on financial education. So more than anything else, with IMG, you will receive training and support to manage, invest, and protect your money. So talagang tuturuan ka on how to manage your finances. Kasi kung marami ka naman pang-invest, pero hindi mo naman alam ang gagawin mo doon, it will be a huge problem. Parang kwan din yan di ba? There are a lot of lottery winners na they end up broke after 5 to 6 years. Why? Because they don't know what to do or they have no idea how to manage their finances. So yun talaga yung goal ng IMG, and that is for you to learn and to know how to uh, manage your hard-earned money. All right. So next will be direct access to products and services. Di ba, let's say you will buy a phone. Sabihin mo na cellphone. Uh, you would like to buy, sabihin mo na iPhone. Will you buy an iPhone directly from Apple? You don't, right? You go to a retailer store. Same thing goes if you would like to buy a car. Dadaan ka talaga sa agent. Same thing goes with a condo. You can just get a condo unit. Hindi ka pwedeng dumiretso sa SMDC. It has to go through through an agent. But with IMG, you will have direct access to products and services. So ibig sabihin, you will para makakatipid ka talaga because 'di ba may mga commission yung mga agents or yung mga brokers, but through IMG, you go directly or you have direct access to products and services that are being offered by our partners. All right, so access to major providers. So this includes healthcare from Kaiser, life insurance from Manila Bankers, and then Fidelity Life. Access to major providers through investments in partnership with Rampver Financial. So, ang Rampver Financials, guys, is actually a mutual funds broker. So you will have access to different mutual fund companies, specifically Sun Life, Soldivo, Atram, FAMI, Philam Asset Management, and then Phil Equity. All right, so real estate then. Let's say you are planning to buy a condo or any property from SMDC, Ayala Land, and then DMCI, you don't have to go through an agent as well. So same thing with non-life insurance. Maybe you have a car for your car insurance, travel insurance, and so on. Hindi mo na rin kailangan dumaan sa ahente. You will be able to get those products directly from our partners. Allied Services, APS, Everest, Kaiser, Ozone Informatics, and then if you would like to be a part of the financial industry, you can also be an RFP certified. You can also get the RFP certification at a discounted price. So let's talk about the benefits that you will be getting if you decide to become part of the IMG family through its membership platform. So here are the benefits. Of course, you will get this ebook for free. So it's the secret to saving and building your future, forward by Brother Bo Sanchez. You will also receive a financial workbook. So you will have a portal as well where you can get this ebook for free, and then you will have 5 workshops in total. So first workshop, increasing your cash flow, debt management, building a strong financial foundation, proper protection, building wealth, asset accumulation, retirement planning, wealth preservation, building a business in the financial industry, free financial checkup, and then again, if you decide to be a part of those, to become a part of the financial industry, you will get discounts if you want to be AFP or RFP certified. Now, kung titingnan nyo guys, the first 9 benefits that IMG offers focuses talaga on financial education. Kasi before before you invest in anything talaga, you really need to upgrade your financial knowledge. The best investment that you can do will be investing in yourself talaga. Now, this workshops, guys, that we are showing, um, me and my wife are really fond of attending seminars, and we are really spending thousands for us to attend those seminars. But those will just really be for free as part of your membership with IMG. All right, so you are also eligible for free personal accident insurance. So yung coverage varies depending on your level here in IMG. So this will be discussed soon or the different tiers will be discussed soon once you become a member of IMG. Um, we also have Fidelity Life. You will have access to Fidelity Life. So Fidelity Life team is a micro insurance na parang pwede mo magamit similar with St. Peter. So for example, you don't have a memorial plan yet with St. Peter's. Fidelity Life is a very good alternative. Why? Kasi you just really have to pay 500 pesos, which is a one-time membership fee. And then as long as you keep your account active with IMG, you will have a micro insurance worth 50,000 pesos. We are also in partner with IMG with De Los Reyes Optical, so which means na you have free IMG and Kaiser frames. So that's gonna be every year. So maximum of 2 frames per year. You just really have to pay for the lenses. Okay, so benefit number 13. So you will have unlimited consultation at Kaiser Medical Centers located at this clinics. So Makati, Cavite, SM North, Robinson's Place in Manila, Robinson's Galleria, SM Santa Rosa, SM San Pablo, Mactan, Cebu, and then SM Seaside Cebu, and then SM City Cebu. So you will have unlimited checkups to these Kaiser medical centers. All right, so benefit number 14, discounted medical services for your family. So hindi lang talaga yung discounted medical services for members. So for you, syempre magkakaroon ka ng discount for procedures from any Kaiser Medical Center. And then discounted medical services for your immediate family members. So hindi lang ikaw yung magkakaroon ng discount, but also your family members. So benefit number 16, a portion of your membership will go to your investments. So which means na becoming an IMG member immediately makes you an investor. So 1,000 pesos of your membership fee goes to your mutual funds na automatic investor ka na ng mga companies na to. So these are just really the top 10. We've got BDO, EEI Corporation, Ayala, Megawide, Jollibee, Eagle Cement, SM, Security Bank, Bloomberry, and then GT Capital. So you automatically become an investor of these companies through mutual fund investments in Soldivo. All right, so benefit number 17. So you will have access to Kaiser products, whether that's long-term, short-term care, or senior care. So this is a huge advantage kasi hindi ka na talaga didirekta sa ahente. May access ka na talaga sa products ng Kaiser. Benefit number 18. So life insurance products exclusive to IMG members. That includes yung most 18 life insurance products from Manila Bankers. Benefit number 19, free investment seminars and mutual funds at 0% entry fee. So again, we are focusing on financial education and then financial knowledge. That's why we are offering free investment seminars that can be live or pre-recorded depending on the availability of those trainings. So just really would like to share to you a training that we've attended last year. We're in one seminar, representatives from different companies like Soldivo, Atram, PhilEquity, PhilLab, Fami, and Sun Life were actually on the same roof or the same meeting talking about or giving updates for the investments that we have in their company. So syempre as an investor in Soldivo Fund or with IMG, you will be eligible as well to attend investors meetings and then trainings. Access to a stock online trading platform with free investment guidance and analysis and updates that is through My Trade by Abacus Securities. So Abacus Securities is probably one of the oldest brokers here in the Philippines when it comes to the stock market. Benefit number 21. So partnership with Palawan Express. So which means you are given special rates whenever you pay for your IMG transactions, like for your premiums, your membership, and so on. Discounts include yung mga non-life insurances like car insurance, travel insurance, fire insurance, personal accident bond, and marine cargo. So as a member, you will also enjoy savings from these companies like Malayan, Standard, Pioneer, UCPB, MAA, and then MAP FRE or MAFRE. All right, so benefit number 23, member savings on real estate purchases. So for example, gusto mong bumili ng condo or let's say properties from SM, Ayala or DMCI, you will be given discounts kasi hindi ka nadadaan sa ahente, diretso ka na talaga sa partner natin na SM, SMDC Ayala and DMCI. Benefit number 24, so special discount on memorial lots and interment packages. So, this is an investment, guys, kasi pwede mo siyang ibenta in the future. Kasi just like any lot, the value of lots do increase similar with memorial lots. Benefit number 25, 26, 27, and 28, you will get discounts as well for courses from different financial gurus. You will like training on how to do email marketing, how to write a book, even on real estate. You will be given special rates as a benefit of being a part of IMG. Next will be for services. Benefit number 29, Memorial Concierge Service from Everest Memorial Services. Benefit number 30, Asset Preservation Service by APS. So, ano ba tong APS na to? Let's say you would like to start a corporation that will manage, let's say yung mga properties mo. Let's say marami kang mga ari-arian na lupain, mga sasakyan, gano'n. You can actually start a company that will manage those assets or properties, especially pag mga mana or mga inheritance. Now, usually starting that kind of company will set you back mga 80,000 to 100,000. But if you are an IMG member, sobrang mura lang siya talaga for you to start a company. Next will be the auto program. If you are planning to buy a car, you will also enjoy discounts regardless of the brand. So all you have to do is to send an email to IMG, get a quote, and then enjoy the benefits or the discounts. Benefit number 32. So benefit number 32, 33, 34, and 35. If you, this will only be applicable, guys, if you decide to do the business of IMG. So that will be discussed further once you become a member. But these are countless rewards that you will be able to enjoy if you decide to become a part of the financial industry, specifically here in IMG. So ano ba yung mga benefits na to? You will have the opportunity to travel the world. Of course, world-class recognition like rings, pins, watches, and cars. And then, of course, a free HMO coverage. So yung mga to, guys, it does come with, or meron tong mga qualifications for you to be able to get those benefits. Member support, of course, you will have your own portal. So you will have a portal for you to be able to check yung mga benefits mo as a member. You will be able to see yung mga investments mo, magkano na ba yung growth niyan, magkano yung net asset value, and so on. Makikita mo talaga dyan sa IMG portal. We also have the Dominate tool, which is the digital marketing platform. Very useful if you decide to become if you do the business of IMG through a financial educator. Benefit number 38. So we also make sure that you are updated through IMG newsletters and emails. Benefit number 39 will be NuraCash. So NuraCash, parang counterpart to kasi to ng GCash, guys. So we have our own digital money platform in the form of NuraCash. So IMG is also a global company. That's why we are also giving additional benefits to our members abroad. So here are the benefits that additional benefits that they have. So they have a they have an exclusive money platform. So they have a Visa card, exclusive events depending on the country that they sign up with, exclusive runs and contests. Um, Benefit number 43 will be an accident death benefit of 500,000 pesos. So mas malaki yung coverage nila. And then burial benefit of 100,000 pesos. Um, Benefit number 45, accident and medical reimbursement benefit of 100,000 pesos. Benefit number 46, acts of terrorism. So bakit to special benefit, guys? Some insurance really don't cover acts of terrorism. But for those members outside the Philippines or abroad, they are covered with acts of terrorism up to 600,000 pesos. Unprovoked murder and assault, they will also receive 600,000 pesos. And then additional benefits such as accidental disablement benefit. All right, so those are 48 benefits that you might be able to enjoy once you become a member of IMG. But again, the very core of IMG is really for you to get yourself educated, for you to learn how to manage your finances correctly. So, how much is the membership of IMG? So, that will only set you back 5,500 pesos if you're here in the Philippines, and then the renewal fee of 1,500 pesos. So with all the benefits that you will be getting, guys, one-time payment only of 5,500, and then a renewal fee of 1,500. So we've been through with this seminar, and then of course, syempre, we do hope na marami kayong natutunan today. But I will leave to you this thought. Take action and then secure your future now. So you will always have an excuse not to save or invest, no matter what your excuse is. One thing is for sure, you're going to get old next year. No matter what your excuse is, your child will grow up and enter college, and you would need money for his or her education. And you will eventually retire and stop making active income. So madaling salita, guys. Time is critical. Whether we like it or not, we will really grow old. At yung mga anak natin, lalaki din sila. The question is, what are you gonna do about it now that you have an idea what these concepts are? Kasi you guys are lucky na natutunan niyo yung mga concepts na to at a very early age na that these concepts were introduced to you, because me and my wife really have to travel far just for us to attend trainings like this. But we are doing this one through Zoom or online. So I really would encourage everyone to take the first step to your financial freedom by upgrading your financial knowledge. So an average person lives up to the age of 80. If you're looking at the screen right now, saan kang quadrant dyan ngayon? Do you still have time to prepare, o medyo kapos ka na sa oras? Kapag marami-rami pa yung oras mo, then that will be good, kasi syempre, the more time that you will be able to grow your investments, and then the more time that you will be able to learn. But regardless din kasi talaga, it's very important that you really have to start now. So team, in life, there are only two causes of pain. It's either the pain of regret or the pain of change. So either way, it will still be painful. Gusto mo ba magsisi na lang balang araw o gusto mong baguhin yung buhay mo today? So either way, guys, that will still be your choice. So we do hope that maybe today or the next few days you will be able to make the right decision. All right. So as a way, guys, for saying thank you to those attendees tonight, you will be receiving the free version of this ebook, The Secret to Saving and Building Your Future to Become Your Own Financial Educator. So all of those attendees today will receive their own copy, the free version of this book. You will also get a free financial checkup from the person or from the financial coach who invited you today. And then we have already released our ebook, Breaking the Chains. So this was released way back November, and each one of you will be receiving a copy. All right, so these are my contact information. So we've got our Facebook page, our website, our Instagram. You can also reach out to me through phone or email. So maybe you can take a picture of the screen or maybe scan the QR code. And then if you've got questions, just feel free to reach out. All right. So again, guys, thank you for attending tonight's session. I do hope that you have learned a lot. Thank you, guys, and then good night.